Hello, my name is Dayla Shay Hill. For this week's assignment, I will be telling you the story about the time I totaled my car going to a place called Dumas Lake in New Albany, Mississippi. When I was about 17, I had gotten my first car, a used Chevy Malibu, but I loved it. And after driving it for a little while and being a teenager, not caring about maintenance, I noticed that my brake pads weren't as good as they were when I first got the car. I was working part-time. I didn't really have the money to get it fixed at the moment, so I just limited my driving here and there. But one day, I had 3 of my friends approach me wanting to do something, and it was suggested that we go to Dumas Lake. Dumas Lake is a very small lake. It has maybe 1 or 2 fishing docks, and a lot of people go to the shallow areas to swim with their kids and stuff. And we had been there before. We were familiar with it and thought we could make it. Being young and naive, I thought, well, I know my car. I'll be able to tap the brakes. I've been there before. I can slow down before the curves and the stops. I'm familiar with the drive. And we're just going to chance it. So me and my 3 friends, we load up. It's the summertime, it's hot, we're just wanting to get out. And we start off. Dumas now is on the outskirts of town. You have to kind of take a road where the pavement ends about halfway and just know the rest of the way. And about halfway there, I noticed that it looked a little bit unfamiliar, but gravel roads are often also narrow, and there wasn't a place to turn around yet. Well, we started approaching a heavily wooded part of the road. There were several trees. It was lined with trees on either side. It didn't look familiar at all. I knew we needed to turn around. It was a little dimmer lit, and I was just getting very nervous. Well, another car was coming, and it passed us going fairly fast, and distracted in the moment, I didn't know that this curve that we were coming up on was extremely sharp, and contrary to what I thought, I did not know the way that we were going. We took a wrong turn. I was not familiar. I was not able to slow down and tap my brakes in time. So we went around the curve a little too fast. My brakes slipped, and we slid into a ditch on the left side of the road. So once we hit the ditch, both airbags deployed. My front of my hood, if you can imagine it, was pushed back towards the dash, and it forced out the driver and passenger side door on either side. The front axle was pushed up to where the tires wouldn't even turn. And I ended up having to wait with my 3 very sore friends with airbag burns on my arm for several hours, waiting on a tow truck to find us with poor cell phone reception. So we were very lucky to make it out of that situation. I definitely learned not to drive on bad brakes, not to chance it, and not be too sure of yourself when you think you know where you're going.